Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work. Okay. You know what? I'm so sick and tired of StreamYard. I'm about to find something new. Thanks, y'all, for pulling up. Okay. Oh. You know what? I'm so sick and tired of StreamYard. I'm about to find. See, I had to go on my phone and put it in the chat. Tiffany, thank you for saying something, girl. I didn't even realize. Ooh. Tiffany only, please, aka Twitter alert. All right, y'all. Thanks for pulling up. Okay. And then when you didn't hear me, thanks for sticking around. I love y'all. I really do. All right. So we're going to kind of start from the beginning since y'all didn't hear nothing I said. Welcome to the Only Milk Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the Only Milk Cruise. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. And you guys will notice right now that there is a link pinned to the chat. And that link is for a view from Tracy's point. It's a 2-hour video, but she goes into full detail about the Sandoval, I can't remember his name, motion or document that was submitted. It's actually pages, about 40 pages worth of stuff. She read all 40 pages of it, and she really broke it down, gave some good information that it contained. So when we get out of here, y'all feel free to check it out if you haven't already. Again, that link is pinned in the chat. So here's the thing. You know, the title of today's show is Lock They Asses Up. Just lock them all up. And the reason is because everybody has done some dirt in this daggone R. Kelly case, and it just doesn't make any damn sense. Okay? Everybody's done dirt in this thing, and Kelz is the only one who already has 30 years. I'll bet money that what's my man's name, Darrell, he's going to point fingers probably during the middle or the very beginning of trial or right before trial starts. We're going to find out that Darrell is actually state's witness and or federal witness and has immunity and this, that, and 2/3 because they're cutting deals with everybody. So, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating as hell. Okay. And I think, I don't know if I said this before I unmuted the microphone, but Shabazz on his podcast, did say that he thinks that Kelz must have really pissed somebody off. And I am inclined to agree with Shabazz because this is outrageous what's going on here. So I'm not going to read this motion from Bonjean in its entirety, because I'm just really irritated. I just can't even lie to you. But Bonjean is doing her job. And so that is just definitely one thing to be grateful about. One thing, Bonjean, she's addressing this motion to preclude evidence of the victim's sexual history. So she's like, wait, hold up. The motion asks for an order precluding defendants from eliciting on cross-examination or otherwise introducing evidence or making arguments as to the sexual behavior of the victim witnesses with individuals other than Kelly or others at Kelly's discretion, as well as any evidence of any purported sexual predisposition. Bottom line is, we know that Lisa Van Allen, and she says it in that Vlad TV video, Lisa Van Allen said, well, you know, Kelz, he ain't never had no threesome. You know, so I was like, sure, you a top star. You a top dog. You a celebrity. So let me turn you out and let me hip you up to these threesomes. That was her idea. And Kelz was supposed to have been how much older than you, Lisa Van Allen? And you turned him out onto these threesomes? But the government, the federal government in Illinois doesn't want that to be brought out on the stand? What? So y'all can really just try to make Kelz look like he's really this monster? Like Kelz is the one that turned you out on the threesomes? Stop it. Stop all this. You did that. And then the other girl, I can't remember her name. You're the one that liked eating, according to what I heard, allegedly, I'm just going to say for purposes of video and YouTube. I can't remember the girl's name. You're the one that liked to eat feces. You're the one that turned Kelz onto that. And Kelz was like, I'll pass. Okay, so stop this. And again, like I said on the last one, on the last video that I did, you know, I'm waiting to see what Judge Harry, how he's going to rule on these things, because that is going to let us know exactly how this trial is going to go. That's going to let us know if the Lord is going to have to come down and walk through that courtroom just to see how Judge Harry is going to rule on these motions. These women, you know, these women introduced Kelz to some things. And I want to make this clear. And shout out to the Sean David Way Show, because he says this. Now, I know y'all hear me now, right? Somebody put an A or a 1 or a heart or something in the chat. Y'all hear me now, right? Y'all hear me now? Let me see. Look, hold on. I'm going to presume y'all do. Baby Shay, can you hear me? All right. Girl, thank you. Okay, you hear me. All right, perfect. All right. So Kelz is the one that they turned Kelz out on some of these things. Eating feces, doing threesomes. They turned Kelz out. So yeah, we need that to come out in the shout out to Larry Hawkins. Thank you for pulling up, sir. I have never seen you in here before. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Y'all see my numbers. Y'all see I'm trying to get my subs up. So y'all, if y'all love me, or even if you think you love me, subscribe. All right. So let me get back to what's really most important. They turned Kelz out on some things. They introduced Kelz to some things. So if we want to talk about the fact that Kelz was way older than them girls, well, these girls was getting it in all kind of ways. I need to understand. How you hip to doing threesomes, Van Allen? And you can't remember. I think it was I met him in 19. Or could have been. You keep trying to do the math in your head to some kind of way. Present yourself as some type of minor, real minor, like you were 12. And it's this picture of them trying to make it seem like it's this picture of the government and these victim witnesses that they continually try to paint Kelz like he was just on the prowl looking for virgin girls to turn out. Now, I was saying before I interrupted my own self, shout out to the Sean Davy Way Show. I love that nigga. I love him because he says it and he don't care whether you like it or not. Sean Davy Way said, look, some of these things that Kelz did is completely disgusting. I'm going to say this to you. Kelz is responsible for some of the things, okay? He is responsible for some of his actions. But I do say this. Kelz, on this 2008, with this Rashonda Lyon Fair, yeah, Kelz, you did wrong there, baby. You did wrong. But after that, after Kelz was acquitted, Kelz did what he needed to do. He learned his lesson. Okay? And shout out to Prima Donna. Shout out to Sucker Jams on Twitter. Shout out to Prima Donna on YouTube and Twitter as well. Y'all be sure to follow them and all that as well. But this is from Demetrius Smith, where pretty much he's saying here that Kelz was saying that I think some folks are plotting against me. Like he says here that he said he couldn't work with any girls under the age of 18 anymore. And he said he didn't know who to trust. Demetrius, I feel like girls are being planted on me, he said. And we know that Kelz was trying to do the right thing because why? Because he was checking IDs and he was making copies of the IDs. But we know allegedly that Bubba and your girl Geronda ran a nice little money game on Kelz and split the dough. It split the dough. So Kelz was nothing but an ATM machine to all of these people. According to the video, and again, the link is pinned in the comments about the Sandoval, whatever it's called, attachment or whatever. According to that, Lisa Van Allen and them took one videotape and chopped it up into like 4 pieces so they could just keep coming back. We'll give you one piece, you got to give us $20,000. Here's another piece, give us $80,000. It was just a reoccurring, we gonna get money, get money, get money. It was a money scheme. But somehow Lisa Van Allen and them, technically allegedly, they produced pornographic videos by cutting it up into several pieces, into several episodes, if you will. But they get away scot-free. So this is baloney. So yeah, Bongine is saying, we need to talk about their sexual predisposition. We need to know about that. Bongine said that Mr. Kelly has no intention of introducing any evidence of victim witnesses' sexual behavior for the purposes of establishing sexual predisposition. That said, the prior sexual behavior of the victim witnesses may be relevant to questions surrounding consensual sex acts with Mr. Kelly when the victim witnesses were not minors, i.e. threesomes, i.e. eating feces. Yeah, we're going to ask you about that. And Kelz should have every right to inquire. Bongine said, indeed, Mr. Kelly maintains that as to certain victim minors, he never had sexual contact with them when they were minors. Accordingly, Mr. Kelly objects to the exclusion of 1, any evidence regarding sexual conduct of witnesses who are not alleged victims identified in the indictment, which makes sense. Why are you putting people on the stand that ain't really got nothing to do with this case? Any evidence that falls within the exception laid out in Rule 412B and any exclusion based on Rule 403 that is not narrowly tailored to protect Kelly's Sixth Amendment rights. As a preliminary matter, the motion is not clear as to who the alleged victim witnesses are that the government asks for this ruling to apply to. Bongine is further saying that, there's a hell of a lot of discovery in this case. It involves many women who purportedly had sex with Kelz who are not identified in the superseding indictment, many of whom were legally able to consent, and others for whom the proffered evidence provides a genuine dispute as their age at the time of the encounters. So, in this motion, Bongine is working to make sure that Kelz is able to defend himself. Larry said, love that voice, very intelligent. Keep doing what you're doing, sister. You should be an attorney. Yeah, thank you, Larry. But I'm going to tell you this. I realized after looking at some of this stuff, I thought I should have been a lawyer. I thought I had missed my calling, but I couldn't be no attorney because they'd have me in jail behind this case. So shout out to Jennifer Bongine because, I couldn't do it. I'd have to go off. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Tiffany Only, please. Let me see. Stephanie Luke. Hey girl, what's going on? Thanks for pulling up. Kimberly Lene. Thank you. Let me see. Hey guys, what's with the sex tape on Pornhub? I'm supposed to be a child. What? What's with the sex tape on Pornhub and supposed to be a child? Big girl, wait a minute. Retype that sentence and make it real plain for me. Say what? Stephanie? Is you talking about the first video that Kelz is supposed to be? And whether you are or not, I'm going to talk about that because in this Sandoval thing, okay, this Sandoval proffer or whatever it's called, I can't remember. How dare this whole minor one situation? Y'all not going to tell me that young girl went home. Okay, I'm going to say young girl because this is how they put it. This is how she put it. Allegedly, this girl goes home and tells her own parents, and this is the girl who's Sparkle's niece, LaShonda Landfair, allegedly, went home and told her parents, and remember, the father is, God rest his soul, played guitar for Kelz for a minute. But she went home and told her parents that, I'm going to be hanging out with my godfather. Kelz is my godfather now. Okay. So she said that. The parents, now according in this document, the mom goes, well, we were shocked because she already had godparents. They were assigned to her at birth, so we didn't know. She goes, I'm going to be hanging out over there for a while. Why didn't y'all stop this? And this is what has me so riled up, because they are taking the time now to allow this girl to present herself as a victim witness. I'm sorry, but I can't see you like that. And if I was on the jury, I would not see you like that. You're not a victim witness. Sparkle took you over there. Andrea was over there. All this stuff was going on, and you was all up in it, 10 toes down. To the point that even when the relationship broke up, okay, which that's the language, allegedly, when the relationship broke up, you still was hollering at Kelz. Kelz, I need some rent money. Kelz, I need this. And the document says that when Kelz said no, she was like, well, don't forget now, I lied for you and I did this for you and I did all that. And blase scoop. So Kelz allegedly started paying her rent. I don't believe anything that's coming out of none of their mouth, because there's no way my middle school child is going to come home and tell me she's hanging out with a grown ass man moving forward. That's not about to happen. And you hanging out over there even when your auntie ain't over there, aka Sparkle. So what's up? And then allegedly, everyone, that Kelz met with the parents and the girl, and they said and this is what the parents are saying, we felt threatened. This is what the parents aren't saying, because the father has passed away, but they're saying now, we were threatened. We felt threatened. Kelz said, you either with us or you're not. Come on now. Everybody's from the shy. Girl, come on. Don't tell me you was afraid of Kelz. I'm not buying that. You weren't that afraid of Kelz to continue to play. I mean, come on. And you took money. Stop this. This is ridiculous. And the fact that the government has all of this information, and the fact that they won't look at this and say, damn, this is some bullshit. This is some straight up BS. And y'all know this is. I'm sick. I'm sick with it. I can't hardly take it. I don't know how y'all feel. I can't take this. I agree with you. These stories are ridiculous. Tiffany J, absolutely. They're ridiculous. And let me get back into this motion a little bit, and I'm just skating around, y'all. I'm upset. I'm not going to read it verbatim. It says here, let me see. It says, oh yeah, let me see. Accordingly, courts have admitted evidence that involves sexual conduct for purposes unrelated to sexual predisposition, such as establishing that a victim lied about her age, and for arguing that allegations of sexual abuse are false based on history of making false allegations. To mount a defense against the government's extensive allegations, some of which date back almost 30 years, Mr. Kelly must be permitted to introduce evidence and make arguments that it would impeach claims of minority, assert a mistake of age, or establish a timeline, among other defenses. And this goes, if y'all was here when J Rock and Neil was up on the panel, shout out to J Rock, Sir Miguel, and Lil Mac, when they were up on the panel, J Rock said, wait, hold on. He said that it's a high probability that maybe Kelz isn't in one or two of them tapes. He said that somebody was going around doing concerts looking like Kelz. And they Kelz because that same guy was at the Waffle House eating after the show. So hell to the yeah. If y'all are subscribed to Sean David West show, y'all know how you say, hell yeah, I lied. Okay, Kelz needs to be able to say, steady while y'all trying to say I was over here doing this, here's where I actually was. And we talking about, like Bonjean said, damn near 30 years ago. Stop it. How dare the government sit up here and try to preclude Kelz from really being able to defend himself? That's my point. Did Kelz do some of this stuff? Hell yeah, he did. But did he do it thinking that this ID was accurate? Did he trust the people around him who he told to make sure the IDs are this and that? Come on now. And if Kelz is guilty, prove it without trying to jam his ass up. That's all I'm saying. I keep saying it, y'all, and I don't want to start yelling and sound like I'm on a soapbox. This is why this is a social justice issue. Look how many people have involved themselves in this Kelz case. And you're not going to tell me that Darrell didn't set things up to cover his damn tracks. In case we ever get caught, let me make sure that Kelz signs this and Kelz signs that. Every document that Kelz is alleged to have signed, I want to see exactly how in the hell that document reads, because we know Kelz is challenged with literacy. So you're not going to tell me that Kelz just upright just signed a damn document. If he did, he didn't understand it. Y'all not going to tell me that he did. Y'all not going to tell me that he did. This is out of control. And so back to LaShonda Land Fair. So you went to the hotel with your mama and your daddy, R.I.P. to the daddy. You went there. Y'all went to the Bahamas. You went to Cancun. You went to all these diverse places. You went everywhere. You did all these things. And while you were there, you were in touch with Darrell. Stop playing like you were so afraid. I don't believe it. And here's to me what the kicker is. Your girl is now running a nonprofit organization for domestic violence or abused women or something to that effect, allegedly. It's on social media. So this case in NDIL, this comes up just perfect for you. Because now you get to go to your nonprofit organization meetings and events, and you get to say, oh, yes, I had to testify in court today that this, that, and 2/3, and I was a victim, and so on and so forth. And, y'all be sure to write these checks, donate to this organization, because, I'm a victim witness. Stop it. Because the way this thing was orchestrated, Kelz is not the reason you're a victim witness. The people that were responsible for you, because if you were in the 7th or 8th grade and my child and came home telling me you about to be at a grown-ass man's house all by yourself whenever you get good and damn ready to, they'd have had to call CPS on my ass. Because I would have told you hell to the no, you're not. So my question is, what was the motivation for allowing that the parents allowed her to do that? Was you trying to help Sparkle lock it down with Kelz? Was that what it? Let me help my sister out. She's trying to snag Kelz. So what's really going on? It's frustrating. Jason Finch in the house. What about the letter that Joycelyn Savage read? Jason, are you talking about the letter where she? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Jason, are you talking about the letter where she submitted to the judge that her and Kelz are in a wonderful relationship, this, that, and 2/3. My thing with Joycelyn Savage is she was grown when she met Kelz. She was over age. She was 18. I think it was 19. Now, if she preferred an older man, maybe she had daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Kelz made her feel good. I don't know. She's engaged to his ass today. So we're going to stop all this. All right. Let me calm down. All right. So Bongine further says, similarly, the government's sweeping claim that any inquiry or evidence related to victims' sexual history should be excluded under Rule 403 is unsupported and premature. When evidence is relevant and otherwise admissible, exclusions should be narrowly tailored, and the prejudicial effect of the offered evidence must substantially outweigh its probative value. Consequently, it is not enough for the government merely to claim that any evidence of sexual conduct would be marginal at best, where the admission of specific instances may be necessary to secure Mr. Kelly's rights under the Confrontation Clause. And if you remember in the other motions, that's what the government was saying. We don't give a damn if it's inflammatory, if the jury, if it hurts the defendants, We need to be, because this is evidence. We need to be able to bring this out in court. We don't care if it's prejudicial against Kelz and Durrell and Brown. This is evidence. Well, Bongine says it's not enough for the government to claim that any evidence of any sexual conduct would be marginal at best. And if Kelz needs to confront these accusers because whoever, I don't know if Lisa Van Allen is going to testify or not, but here's the thing. If Lisa Van Allen gets up there and the state of Illinois says, did you have a threesome with Kelz and minor one? And Lisa Van Allen goes, yes, I did. I did. How many times? Over 100 times I did. You mean so the government is trying to say Bongine and them can't come back and say, who initiated these threesomes? See, you don't want that part out. That's the part you don't want out. So thank God Bongine is on the case. Get your argument on, Bongine. You're doing the damn thing. Says the government's sweeping 403 argument, which attempts to broadly exclude evidence that is explicitly admissible under Rule 412, must be rejected. Finally, the government's statement that Mr. Kelly must submit a motion before introducing certain evidence with regard to the alleged victims is not in dispute. Mr. Kelly has every intention of complying with the federal rules of evidence and will provide notice as required by the rules. Motion to bar evidence and argument related to consent. Now, she says here, by their own statements, all but one of the alleged minors had engaged in a sexual relationship with Kelz while they were consenting adults. Landfair, allegedly, according to the Sandoval exhibit, is what I'm going to call it. In addition, the entirety of the sexual acts charged in the superseding indictment took place between 19 and 26 years ago. The ages of the alleged minors and the veracity of the claims about their age at remote points in time are of central importance in this case, so much that proving any of the alleged minors was old enough to consent would be a complete defense to all counts involving that alleged minor. So you're damn right. We need to ask some questions. So quit playing. Let's see. APZ on the tube. YTF. The Only Male Cruise, can you read my comment, please? Yes, sweetheart. Let me see. Let me find it. What'd you say, girl? What's tea, girl? Shout out. Y'all be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, y'all see my subscriber count. Help me get up to the top. Y'all work with me. Right, because if they were afraid of him to the point of lying to authorities, but then you bold enough to threaten him for rent money. Go on and speak. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. When did the fear dissipate? Because if you were suddenly no longer afraid of it, why didn't you go on and file charges then? All this got swept up when this Mute R. Kelly and this Me Too and all this BS came about. That's when. So ain't nobody's hands clean. Even Kel's hands aren't clean. But the point is, the man been in jail long enough. You're also trying to bring a case where he was exonerated for, I can't remember the name, but he was exonerated, acquitted of those charges. So you don't have anything else. That's, even Illinois is not trying to bring up Aaliyah, but New York sure as hell was. And look how they fashioned together this New York trial. So this is what I'm saying. Everybody's hands are dirty. Everybody and they mama literally got in here, took money. You manipulated Kelz. He said, I need the government to stop playing with my intelligence. Ain't that the truth? Auntie Niecy, shout out to you, sweet love. I've been saying this all the time. The parents do need to be in jail. And the fact that the government keeps acting like, well, it's all good because, see, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this information. No, if it wasn't for them, their kids wouldn't be in this crap. And then listen to that, and I hate Vlad TV, but watch that Vlad TV interview with Lisa Van Allen. She says, well, I had a foster mom because she was in a shelter or something of that nature. And I had a foster mom, and as I got older, we started getting into it. And so I couldn't get in the house unless she was home. Now, if you listen closely, she doesn't say that the mom, she wasn't able to get in the house for days at a time. You just couldn't get your ass in the house until the mom got off work. So you use that for a reason to go out and start kicking it and doing whatever you was doing, getting experience with threesomes, I guess. And this when you had a friend who hooked you up and got you and was like, girl, come on down to this R. Kelly Home Alone video shoot and be a part of it. That's how she ended up meeting Kelz. And from there, it was on and popping. So you pulled up with a threesome experience. You're going to stop playing with us today. We're tired of it. Yeah, shout out to them. Let me see, y'all. Whew. I'm glad y'all showed up. We have to get ready for the LaShonda Lane. Yes, we do. And Sparkle. And what does Sparkle have to say about this? Because Sparkle, if you remember when the shit got popping, and I'm sorry for cussing y'all, but when this thing got to popping, Sparkle didn't have a problem with this shit till her single started going down the charts. Sparkle had that one good jam out. And all that must have happened when Kelz ended up marrying Andrea and pissed Sparkle off allegedly. And now you're a scorned woman, and now you after Kelz, and that was my niece and all this other bull crap. Just stop it, Sparkle. Because you just as responsible. All y'all responsible. And again, the video, everybody had a sexual predisposition. Everybody was getting it in like they've been there before. Okay? When nobody knew to it, and a few of them was true to it, okay? Shout out to 50 Plus in the house. Thanks for pulling up, sweetheart. Love y'all. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, y'all. Miss T. London. I just need to let y'all know I appreciate y'all. Yes, ma'am, and I got you there. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I don't want to miss y'all comments. As far as I'm concerned, when it's regarding sexual behavior and sexual infections, we need to know the backgrounds. Girl, won't you type that again? Ain't that it, Miss T. London? Ain't that the truth? Whew. I mean, we have to get ready for Lisa Van Allen, too. Yes, we do. Because she going to be up in there trying to come with some fake-ass tears, but all the while that she was trying to negotiate returning these videotapes back, you had a man. You had a man. And I don't know how many times y'all got broke off pieces of change. See, it would be one thing if when all this shit was going down, you weren't being given, substantial amounts of money. $40,000? $50,000? Back in 2001? 2002? 2008? Shit, that's a nice little piece of change. And then it showed with you trying to break the videotapes down into sections, like a damn miniseries or something. What is this, Ozarks up in here? Lisa Van Allen and them? What y'all doing? But you innocent. You ain't had nothing to do with it. Your hands are clean. Your hands are dirty, and you need to be in an orange jumpsuit. You need to be up there defending yourself as well. Out of control. B, please, I could be in the courtroom with that foolishness from the Tiffany. This week has had me thinking twice about going to this trial. I'm not lying, because they might have to help me, Lord. Tina said the government addressed them as prostitutes on their legal transcripts. So yes, they were sleeping with him for money. I need to know where they was addressing him as I need to see that part. Hold on. Not trying to change the subject, but can you explain to me how Woody Allen, Larry, how Woody Allen adopted Asian girl as his daughter and then turned around and married her, and someone explained looking at her sexually as a baby. Absolutely. Point well taken. And that again just shows us they don't care about that. They don't give a damn about that. It's about Kelz. It's about taking a RICO and putting it on a black man and black men. The government is gearing up for these freaking RICOs, y'all. And while we up in here playing around and losing focus, it's just out of control. But you have a very solid point, Larry Hawkins. Whew. Let me see. The video is on Pornhub, 18 years older. So why is a child video of Rashana on it? Make it make sense. Yeah, it might be because they were. I'm telling you, the bootleg man was selling them. There go J-Rock. All this talk about Sparkle and funny how they left out Earl, her husband. Why was he not mentioned? Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Thank you. J-Rock in the house. Yeah, y'all do like Baby Shay said. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Larry, check out these colors. Is why. Okay. Let me see here. Railroad and R. Kelly. Abso-damn-lutely, y'all. What you said, J-Rock, you got a point. He sure does, Stephanie. He got one hell of a point. Thank you. And I did hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you, APZ. You on point. Let me see here. Hold on, y'all. You just said, ain't Sparkle broke? Probably. And, you know, so again, all of this is just, it's ridiculous. Oh, it's ridiculous. Okay, so let me see. Relatedly, Kelz objects to the government's motion to the extent it seeks to prevent Kelz from refuting the government's proof of inducement. Thank you. Because, you know, in all of these charges, it says that he did coerce, induce, entice, ... No, Kelz didn't do all that. Because if I was sitting on the jury, I'd be like, okay, Ray, run that tape back. Now she's tossing it, she's smacking it, flipping it, rubbing it down. Who induced who? How do we know Lisa Van Allen didn't induce some damn body, allegedly? Because she the one that showed up with the threesome experience. She says that in her own words on Vlad TV. So how do we know you ain't the one that turned these folks out, Lisa? To prove offenses under 18... the government must prove that Kelz knowingly persuaded, induced, enticed, or coerced the alleged minors into engaging in sexually explicit conduct or to travel interstate commerce, engage in sexual activity. Yeah, because Lisa Van Allen showed up where she met Kelz. She showed up from the inducement and enticement of her friend to say, hey, girl, come to this video shoot with me with Kelz in the Home Alone. So Kelz didn't even know you. We don't know you. Kelz ain't know who you was till you pulled up. And I think she even goes further in that interview to say that the friend was a little scared, so she had to step up. Whew. Says, while Mr. Kelly concedes that consent is not a defense, it is also true that sexually explicit conduct with a minor is not per se evidence of inducement. Put differently, wait a minute. It's definitely not evidence of inducement. If you took a train from the suburbs and rode all the way out to Olympia Fields, Illinois, jumping fences, even though Kelz wasn't there at the time, but you took a train all the way out there to screw Kelz, and when they asked you how old you are, you said 19. Okay, so I may have had sex with you, but damn, I didn't know you were a minor, and I damn sure didn't induce you to do it. If you tell me you're 19, I say, what you want to go to the background a little bit? What you doing? What you want to do? If I come at you like that and you're underage, but you got me believing that your ass is of age and you agree, then, and I already checked your ID, what? It is what it is, right? Put differently, the government is not relieved of its burden of proving inducement simply because it establishes sexually explicit conduct with the minor. Prove that Kelz induced these young gals. Mr. Kelly must be permitted to challenge evidence of inducement, which may require cross-examining the minors about their conduct, not to demonstrate consent, but to negate inducement. Did you pull up? Is you the one that said, Kelz, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got skills, Kelz, and it ain't in singing, and it ain't in dancing, but I love to show you my skills, Kelz. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing wrong, Kelz, with a bump and grind. What? Why y'all think Kelz ain't gonna... What? Stop playing. Stop playing. Sparkle, light is dim. Yeah, ain't no more sparkle. Ain't no more sparkle. Let me check these comments, y'all. I appreciate y'all showing up. Appreciate y'all pulling up, hitting that like button. They don't care when white men do it, but it's a crime when black men do. Ain't that the truth? Aren't they showing that to us every day? Every time we turn around? Shoot. Stephanie said the setup is real. It is real. That's why everybody needs to be locked up. And I'm disappointed, well, more than disappointed, that the government didn't pull all these people in. Seriously. Damn, Oprah Winfrey funneled money for the Gayle King interview with R. Kelly. Check out Bill Cosby. Yeah, okay. All right, Tina. I think I got that link. I'm going to check that out. Let me see. What about Sparkle? I don't know. But don't you have to be 18 or older to be an extra? So, ooh, Miss Diva. So who signed for her to be filmed on Home Alone? Ain't that it? All these damn lies. And my question, government, why are you overlooking this? You only want Kelz. That's why this is a witch hunt. Y'all want Kelz for all the wrong damn reasons. See, I could get with you if you weren't pulling no tricks. I could get with you if you was pulling Lisa Van Allen in it. Because to be honest with you, Darrell controlled all the purse strings. So they could have just gave Darrell immunity and let Darrell do all the damn telling. They want to let him off anyway because he's about white. So they want to let him off anyway. They could have let Darrell sing like a bird and locked everybody up if justice was what they wanted. You see how they did, what's my man's name? Arline? And in that Santori or San Dominguez or whatever the hell it is, in that motion, they're alluding to the fact that just because even it was Kel's money that paid some of these people off. So whether Kelz knew about the money being written out or not, just the mere fact that it came out of an account that belonged to Kelz, it makes Kelz guilty. Y'all gonna quit playing in our face. Not when you never saw the man on the banking account. Stop playing. Stop this. Hold on, y'all. See, I'm trying to stay calm. If you look at this motion, the government intentionally mixing Rashonda's story with Lisa Van Allen's. Absolutely, J-Rock, because then this gives Lisa cover. It makes Lisa seem, because there's one where she says, there's a piece in there where they talk about they were going to do a threesome and Lisa started crying and Kelz got up and said, I can't do nothing with this. I can't do nothing with this tape. Okay, that's still the same case that Kelz was acquitted of. For starters, let's just get that out the way first. So number one, why are we discussing it? And number two, why the hell were you crying, Lisa? Because in the threesome, somebody's going to get more attention than the other at some point in this menage a trois. Is you mad that you wasn't getting... What? Why were you crying? Because let you tell it. This happened over 100 times. You had interaction with Kelz over 100 times. So what you crying for now? Now, I get crying the first time because it's so damn good. And I get crying if you breaking up because it was so damn good. But in the middle, what you crying for? Thank you. Yeah. What you crying for? So Kelz said, I can't do nothing with this. Did Kelz even say that? That's what I want to know. Let me see here. It's the BS for me. Ain't that it? Mel, you a fool. Girl, sometime, since we're going to put all this out here, let's keep it a whole honey with him. Shoot. I'm serious. I love Boozy standing up for Kelz. These women are scheming to get 15 minutes of fame because nobody with sense will follow their book deals and their so-called music careers. Absolutely. And this is working out just supremely fine for Rashonda Landfair. And listen, I would have sympathy for Rashonda Landfair if immediately after she got out from under her parents' tutelage, she said, you know what? Y'all ain't shit for parents. How dare y'all leave me in this monstrous situation and Kelz is abusing me and I'm going downtown right now and file charges. You didn't do that. You continued on in a relationship with them. And you asked for rent money. And When Kelz told you no, and you went to all I did for you, what? But now you want justice? You can't fool me with that. I'm sorry, but it works out fine because now you got this nonprofit organization. Oh, this is going to be nice. But I promise to goodness, if I'm donating some money to a nonprofit organization and I know all this stuff is out about you, I ain't writing you a damn thing. I'm not going to donate a dime. Because how do I know you ain't going to tell the rest of these ladies, this is how you conduct yourself? Come on now. I'm sorry. I just can't get with it. I'm sorry. I didn't believe her anyway. Elvis married Priscilla when she was 14. Nobody said nothing. Absolutely, auntie. Absolutely. That's who need to get ready for Lisa Van Allen. You ain't lying, Jason Finch. Gonna say it, yes. That HBO documentary from Other Adoptive Daughter breaks down the whole story as well. She describes her alleged abuse by him as well. Hold on, I'm missing something, y'all. I missed something in the comments. Esther, what did you say? Let me see. Let me make sure I'm on point with you. Esther. Put that comment back in here, Esther. Somebody hit me up to the square, so I know what's up. Let me get back to this motion, y'all. I don't want to waste y'all time too much. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Replay gang, you know what I want you to do is leave a comment because I want to hear from you. All right. Now, here we go with this, y'all. Without conceding any of the arguments in the motion, Kelz acknowledges the government's intent to present testimony and documents of polygraph examinations allegedly taken by the witnesses in this case, to the extent the government intends to introduce the fact that polygraph examinations were used by defendant Darrell in support of its obstruction charge. Kelz does not presently object while reserving his right to object at the time of trial. That said, Kelz does object to testimony about the results of polygraphs and the introduction of questions presented during the polygraph examinations. Any substantive use of polygraph examinations that would bolster any government witness testimony should be prohibited as both unreliable and unduly prejudicial. So, and we know the government, and now in the initial motion, I believe that the government was saying that, simply what they want to do is just say that they want to bring those polygraph examiners in there to say, did Darrell and them make you take a polygraph exam? Yes. For what reason? To ensure that we knew we would that we had turned in all of the tapes. And so I think I appreciate Bonjean stepping a little bit further in here and damn near saying, we don't need none of that conversation in there. Because she says Kelz acknowledges that that's what the government intends to do. But to the extent that the government intends to introduce the fact that the examinations were used by Darrell and them to support its obstruction charge, Kelz doesn't object right now, but he may at the time of the trial. And that, I'm sure, will be based on what additional questions the government's going to ask. Well, did you, and this and so. So I'm glad she put that into motion. I can't wait to see with Judge Harry how he's going to rule on these motions. It says here the government fails to explain why it would need to present testimony from the polygrapher when the individuals who were allegedly subjected to the polygraph examinations can simply testify about having participated in a polygraph examination. To the extent the court permits the polygrapher to testify, the testimony should be limited solely to establishing that a polygraph examination occurred. So if you bring that polygrapher up on the stand, did you conduct a polygraph examination? Yes, that's okay. That's all I have, and that's it, period. Ain't no need you coming up here. We don't need to know nothing else. Ooh. But again, they're trying to throw that because remember on that motion that Darrell and them submitted, Darrell's trying to blame that polygraph crap on Kelz, saying that Kelz is the one that knew about the polygraph. And on the other video that I did, I said, well, wait a minute. Was Kelz, who went to the polygraph exams? Who did the polygraph examiners say hired him? Who called these polygraph examiners? That's what we want to know. And that's what should be established, especially if Darrell tries to just simply blame Kelz. Bonjean need to get in there and be like, okay, wait a minute. Who called you and asked you, were you available? Darrell. Who cut the check? Darrell. Who was outside in the hallway while the polygraph was? Darrell. At any time did you see Kelz? No. Okay. Then that helps Kelz out. At least for the jury to hear that Kelz didn't coordinate that shit. Darrell did this crap. As far as, the spearheading of trying to obstruct and this, that, and 2/3. Did Kelz know? Did they come to Kelz and say, well, Kelz will take care of it. Don't worry about it. Did these people call Kelz first? Or did they just call Darrell up front? Because remember, when Arline brought the tape back and he failed that polygraph exam, Darrell is the one who threatened Arline. And Kelz was nowhere in the building. It's on the other video, y'all. It's in the playlist. But Kelz was nowhere in the building. Said Darrell went into the next room. I can't remember if it says he got on a phone call or he talked to somebody. But he came back out of that room and he said, look, man, either you bring back all this stuff, bring all the tapes back, or somebody's going to be to see you. And then even before Arline left that office, that meeting with Darrell, he gave him $20,000. So how you going to pay somebody? How you going to give him some money and he still ain't turned over all the tapes? And again, in that portion of it, Kelz was nowhere in it. This is Darrell facilitating and conducting all this. You're not going to tell me that Kelz was in it every step of the way. Stop it. Notice regarding introduction of false records alleging in the superseding indictment, Kelz objects to the introduction of the memorandum prepared in connection with statements made by individual D on relevance grounds. The government alleges that Mr. Kelly and Darrell caused individual D to make false statements to private attorneys and memorialize these statements. This has to do with those damn tapes and Lisa Van Allen and her boyfriend coming up. It says here, the government must show that Kelz or co-conspirator make the false entry or false statement. It is not sufficient to show that they persuaded another to do so. Moreover, the government has proffered no evidence that individual D herself had any knowledge that a memorandum was being prepared in connection with her alleged statements and shared with state prosecutors who would eventually share it with federal prosecutors more than a decade later. In short, the creation of this memorandum cannot, as a matter of law, constitute a false record. Okay, get them, Bonjean. Nor is there any evidence that suggests that it was prepared with the knowledge of the defendants or even individual D. I'm not clear if I'm all the way clear on that, but we're just going to trust Bonjean. The government's notice of intent conflates proving its case without asking for carte blanche to introduce inflammatory evidence. Let me reread that, y'all. The government's notice of intent conflates proving its case, with asking for a carte blanche to introduce inflammatory evidence suggesting that Kelz had a violent and abusive character. Specifically, it plans to introduce evidence of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse of minors 1, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. I guess it was emotional abuse when Kelz said he wasn't going to pay your rent. Okay. For purposes of showing enticement and coercion necessary. While some of this evidence might be relevant, Kelz objects to admission of any evidence that is not directly related to the crimes charged and objects to any evidence whose probative value substantially outweighs the danger of unfair prejudice. Critically, the government has provided a couple of examples of evidence of violence it seeks to introduce, but has failed to put Kelz on sufficient notice of what specific acts of violence it intends to offer as evidence. Let me get to the comments, y'all. I'll tell you. This is what I'm saying. Just put every damn body in jail and free Kelz. Because y'all I hope Kelz lives through this. I really do. Here comes all the fake crime. Girl, you know they're going to be out of Kleenex when this trial is in motion. This is out of control. It's out of control. Let me see. If so, broke trying to sing something. Ooh, karaoke in somebody's garage. I know y'all talking about Sparkle. Let me see here. They don't care. White men do it. Black men do it's a crime. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me go down to the updated comments here. See, yep. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I just don't want to miss your comments because y'all be making some good points. All these people admitted to doing crimes except Robert. Hell, Robert wasn't even able to give a statement. IR even called in for questioning. He was straight indicted and arrested. Absolutely juicy love. Come on. Lisa Van Allen waiting on a payday. That ain't coming. Yeah, she done got paid. You done got $80,000. Girl, if you didn't go down there and buy you $80,000 in Georgia at that time, you should have had you a real nice crib by now. No mortgage. Okay? But y'all just thought y'all was going to keep coming back to Kelz. And again, I said this on multiple platforms and this one as well. The people whose hands are dirty in this Kelz case did not intend for this thing to spiral out of control as it did. They thought they were just going to keep getting money out of Kelz, but it spiraled even out of their control. And that's why we have this hot ass mess. And people going in there like our line. Didn't nobody tell you to go in there and try to negotiate a bribe? And the judge didn't, and you weren't even convicted on conducting or attempting to bribe someone on behalf of Kelz. You don't even have a conviction for that. And you still didn't get no damn time. So people have just gotten in here. And if he could have got that money some type of way, he was going to pocket it for himself, allegedly. That's just what I believe. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they all mine. Tina said Lisa and criminal thug boyfriend with the gun charges recopied those tapes, sold them on the streets. LV prison for you trick. LV, girl, I don't know what LV is, but I know they sold them bootleg because they was on the streets where I'm at. Okay. Esther said they are together now for 30 years. I think is not your business. I think Rob is guilty, but the false narrative from people is really sick in the media line. Lisa Van Allen wasn't adult. They are together now for 30 years. I think it's not your business. I don't know what you're trying to say to me right there, Esther. You think it's not my business? Help me be clear on that. I mean, technically, you're right. It's not my business. Shit, it's none of our business. But damn it, free Kelz, okay? So we making it our business. We got to get this out. Shout out to Pink Unicorn. We love you so much, Pink Unicorn. Girl, shoot. Every time you show up, girl, shoot. Let me see. Esther says she was 18 years old. The feds are lying. Yeah, they lying. Or at least she's speaking up. But see, they have diminished. And you know what? Even Jocelyn's parents have helped to diminish her own character. Because even now they're saying, well, she must be brainwashed. She must have Stockholm syndrome. And again, she ain't been around Kelz in what? Since 2019? And she never went home. She wasn't speaking to y'all after that. I mean, come on, y'all. But they're doing what they can to diminish her character. This is why Ann Donnelly goes, yeah, you are a victim. I told you I'm not a victim, damn it. I told you I was of age. And that even goes to show you, they don't understand the culture. I mean, I don't know anybody in here who been 19, 20 years old and an older man pull up some type of way in your circle, in your life. And if the man looking good and the money is right and the situation, it just is what it is. But y'all ain't mad at Woody Allen. Okay? Y'all ain't mad at Elvis. And y'all ain't mad at the damn Duggar dude. Lord have mercy. Let me keep going. Shout out to Corey Simmons. Let me see. Checking these comments real quick. J-Rock, the Home Alone video was in the fall of 1998. Lisa Van Allen was born in either the spring or summer of 1980. There's no way she was minor. But every time you hear her talk, she always trying to be like, hey, I think, let's see, let me try to, I'm poor at math, but let's see, what year would I have been born and the year that it happened, so I can seem like I was a minor. I don't give a damn if you was a minor or not, Lisa Van Allen. Your ass sure didn't know how to do a threesome. You sure didn't know how to go to the king of R&B, Mr. Bump and Grind himself, and turn him on to a threesome. And that's straight out of your own mouth. So minor or not, that ain't Kelz's fault. You came equipped. You came spelling trained. Okay? So you're not a minor, even if you were a minor. You lost the right to call yourself a minor way back. Who? Similarly, let me see. Let me get back into this, y'all. I'm on my soapbox. Ooh. Similarly, an attenuated acts of alleged abuse by Kelz are not proof of a conspiracy, and it is not conceivable that every act of dating violence or other violence against alleged victims relates to obstruction of justice. And then what are y'all calling violence? You throw a skillet at Kelz and Kelz deflects it and the shit hits you? Is that violence? And I don't know if a skillet was thrown or not. I'm just saying. But I need y'all to elaborate. What is violence? Because again, you're being very vague. Anything to make Kelz look like a damn monster. And the good thing with Bongine, if they don't make it clear when it comes time to talk about it on the stand, she's gonna say, "What kind of violence?" He threw a shoe at me. What kind of shoe? Oh, one of them kind of paper shoes you put on when you go into people's house because you looking at their house to buy it. Them little shoe covers. Oh, he threw that at you. That disposable ass piece of, and that's violence to you? Okay. You hear that, jury? Whew. All right. Even for evidence of alleged abuse that has some relevance, the court should conduct an analysis under Rule 403 on an individualized basis to ensure that the evidence is not overly cumulative or prejudicial. Right. So we need specifics. And I know that Jane Doe number 5 was saying he beat me with a shoe, a size 12 shoe. Can you believe that? He spanked me. Now, listen, it's not a spanking. If he spanked you with a shoe, that ain't no spanking. That sounds like playing to me. Now, if you say he beat my ass with a shoe, then okay, then I might take it serious. But he spanked you with a shoe and you've already been eating feces? No. Is that a game y'all was playing? Oh, Lord Jesus. Help us, Lord. Particularly where the 13-count superseding indictment strings together charges that are unrelated in time, involve different alleged victims, and require proof of distinct facts that could allow for extensive and drawn-out testimony, there is a strong potential that the abuse evidence the government references will end up serving as prejudicial propensity evidence. So if you get minor one who says, oh, he hit me, and then 10 years later, you got Jane Doe, which I don't even know what the time span is. And then she goes, he spanked me with a shoe. Then that propensity evidence is, if you do it once, you're subject to do it over and over and over again. So between that time span, you're trying to say Kelz was hitting everybody with a damn shoe. I'm so sick and tired of this case. Lock all they asses up and free Kelz. To avoid this risk, the court should delineate precisely the legitimate ends to which evidence could be applied and allow the use of other act evidence only when its admission is supported by some propensity-free chain of reasoning. Without any authority whatsoever, the government audaciously moves this court to put a gag order on Mr. Kelz's defense by barring impeachment evidence, including by asking questions on cross-examination, except upon prior notice to the court and opposite party outside of the presence of the jury. It is uncontroverted that there is no general requirement that either side give notice of impeachment evidence. And remember, we talked about that in the last video. The government wants Bongine and them to come to them every time and say, now I'm going to impeach minor one by asking her, had she had sex before she ever met Kelz, as it looked like in the video. This is what they want to do. Bongine is saying, well, hold up. We're not about this. There's no general requirement that either side give notice of impeachment evidence. And in Brown's motion, he said the same damn thing pretty much. To defend himself, Kelz must be allowed to expose bias of government witnesses through the use of impeachment evidence. Exposing witness bias is at the core of the confrontation right. Now, I agree. And look, y'all, we got to see what Judge Harry is going to say about this. Because, listen, if Judge Harry don't agree with Bongine on some of these things, and he's going to allow this, we already know how this trial's going to go. Accordingly, this court should reject the government's bald attempt to preemptively bolster the credibility of its witnesses, more than a few of whom have made prior inconsistent statements under oath, and deny its novel motion for notice of impeachment outside the presence of the jury. Because trust and believe, Chicago jurors, if any of them are black, okay, unless all of them coming from up north, or they know about Kelz. If any of them are black, they done probably seen a YouTube video or two. So ain't no need in trying to paint these gals as like they was just so pristine wearing white and doing all this. Stop this. And again, I'm not trying to bash victims, but you guys are smearing real victims. And that's the problem. And I've said that a million times before on this panel. It's real victims out there. And even the victims haven't acted like victims. Lisa Van Allen breaking the tape up and selling it and selling pieces. I say you episode 1, season 1 for 20,000, season 2 for 80,000. You breaking the shit up. Where were you a victim at? With your legal age self, threesome introducer? Shh, what you saying? Copying tapes is criminal activity that's tampered evidence. Come through. But the government don't give a damn about any of that. Government doesn't care about any of that. Elvis met Priscilla in Germany when she was 14. Father was strict. She was never alone with him. Elvis go back to the USA. Elvis and Priscilla contact was by phone at the time. Not on the Elvis Presley thing I seen. They gave Priscilla to Elvis. Priscilla was hooking up with Elvis. Priscilla was hooking up with Elvis, Esther. That's how they wound up getting married. Shoot. Girl. Ooh. What about Faith? They trying to lay low. Faith knows she can't rise up off of this. Faith got her little 15 minutes of fame, allegedly, because she told Dennis Byron and them keep it cute. I'm just going to keep it true. Faith has done her interviews on her podcasts or whoever's podcast she's visited, and she's told the people, I really wasn't a victim. I really, and right, because the transcripts say that Faith, Kelz asked you, pull up and go to Cali with him. You was like, nah, I don't feel like it. And he said, okay. And a couple days, months, weeks, whatever later, he said, hey, you wanted to go to New York and your ass showed up. So you had options, baby. Of course you weren't a victim like they tried to paint it out. The government trying to get an unfair advantage. Hopefully the judge will deny some of this stuff. How can they prove R. Kelly knew about all this stuff? That's what I'm trying to say, Corey Simmons. Darrell did all that. Darrell has a heavy hand, but he gonna lift that heavy hand and point his heavy finger and blame Kelz. That's how he's gonna get out. And listen, I'll put some money on it. He is going to, they got a deal. Yeah, they're going to disclose that there's a deal with Darrell and the government before this trial gets started. I bet you. That's what I'm inclined to believe. Let me see. You believe HBO doc? It's funny. People don't understand this is false narrative for rating. The same shit with Surviving R. Kelly and Living Neverland All Lives. No, I'm talking about something I saw even before the HBO doc. But you know what, Esther, listen, baby, I don't know everything. So you just might be right. So, hey, girl, you win. Because you might be right. Bump Elvis and Priscilla Presley, as far as I'm concerned. Shoot. The Kelz ATM is biatch. Ain't that it? It's closed, Lisa Van Allen. Faith, now what y'all gonna do? Lisa's a danger to the community. Ain't that the truth? That's why she needs to be in a jumpsuit. Now, maybe the district attorney down there, like your girl Kim Fox did up here in Illinois, maybe they need to be, I need to know anybody who Lisa Van Allen asked to get into a threesome with, allegedly. Maybe they need to send a APB out on that and see who responds. That's what I want to know. The thing is, I'm not trying to say, even Tariq Nasheed said, Kelz did some stuff. Now, Kelz hands ain't clean, but just like it says in this motion, Bonjean said, yeah, he had sex with the gals, but it wasn't when they were minors. I don't know. That's what Kelz says. This is what Bonjean says. Okay. We know Kelz had sex with the gals. Okay. And we know that they were minors because now we know that they lied about their damn ages. So Kelz isn't, some type of way he's involved. The problem is when you look at all the things that these people who claim to be victims. When you look at everything they did, and they're not being brought up on no kind of charge, they're not being held responsible, that's my problem with it. And then you create a RICO just so you can get this minor one action in. Because you couldn't bring nothing up on Jocelyn, because Jocelyn was already grown. You couldn't bring nothing up on Van Allen because she was legal age. You technically couldn't bring nothing up on Jane Doe number 5, because if you wanted to, you'd have to bring her dang on parents in for taking her and flying her and knowing and texting and all the full-fledged participation they had in it. So this is just a big ass fabrication. First, I not think he abused her adoptive daughter. Me and Farrell was scoring woman. All right, Esther, I'm gonna let you have it, baby. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have that. You got that. You got it, baby. What about Faith? You hear me? You hear me, baby? I mean, Sue Ying Previn are happy and have 2 adopted daughters. He probably looking at them 2 adopted daughters, Esther. He probably looking at them, and he they granddaddy now. Come over here to grandpappy and let me holler at you. Woody, get your ass out of here. And Lisa Farrell, did you know? Let me stay on subject, y'all. I'm told you I'm mad. Esther, we're unsure what you're talking about. Please stay on the content at hand. Y'all listen to Baby Shay. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Replay gang, leave a comment. You don't want to hear from you. Shrink and Sharon, what's tea, girl? Thank you for pulling up. Let me see. Esther, seems you know more about the Priscilla case, because she said at 14 she would travel with Elvis and he would often give her drugs to stay up. She was getting in with Elvis. But you know what? Listen, pumps and a bump, because Elvis said the only thing a black man could do for him is shine his damn shoes. So Elvis and Priscilla and all the rest of them, y'all can get the hell up out of here. We talking about free Kelz up in this piece, because folks have ran one hell of a game on R. Kelly. Everybody's not guilty except for Kelz and Darrell with this damn control over Kelz money. Hell to the no. If Kelz is found guilty in this shit, Darrell better get him some time too, because his ass still ain't seen the inside of a jail. So we need a karma community page for all these individuals, because a short bus is coming for them all. Come on with it, girl. Gotta get ready for Faith. Let me see. It's a video of Tim Savage saying RSK found out how old his second daughter was, 14, 15. So he focused on Joy, who's 18. So if he likes little girls, why would he focus on Joy? And Parch, in addition to that, Parch, they was trying to get the younger daughter to go in and get with Kelz. The younger daughter was like, I don't want pumps and a bump. I don't want shit to do with Kelz. And so, unfortunately, that daughter wouldn't go in. So they painted, we know that that's the narrative they would have painted on the younger daughter if she would have been down to meet with Kelz. But Jocelyn was of age, so they just used that narrative and applied it towards Jocelyn. It's a lot. It's a lot. Let me see. False narrative about R. Kelly and many others. And he was not him in the tape. Well, with now knowing that people have taken the tape and cut it up and split it up and ran a copy of it over there to Michael Avenatti and then ran it out there in the PA and let the man hold him in his attic, according to Gloria, all red, and did all them tapes. Them tapes might break when they get ready to show them in the damn courtroom. And again, the government, this is all this. It's a clown court. It's a clown court. Let me see. Tina said Donnelly runs a Me Too courtroom, allow Lizette to make statement and then tell her, oh, you can't take the stand, it's against the law. No. They only want Kelz. That's all. They just want Kelz. They don't care how they get them. And that's why Brown, like Brown said in his next motion, if you're not going to sever the trial, then let the people call me John Doe or individual Z or something of that nature. They plan to point their fingers at Kelz. And as long as the government can limit the way the type of questions can be asked and answered, the only person going to come out guilty is Kelz. If they let Darrell off free, then Kelz ought to be free. since you trying to tie all them in together on this, and the only reason you're going to let Darrell out of that thing is because Darrell is white. Darrell's attorneys have relationship with this court. Come on now. And he the one that had all the money and made all them damn deals. Well, she ain't going to get on it. She going to be on it. It's just too much. Let me see what you're saying, Partridge. In this trial, they want hearsay admitted, but in 2008 trial, the prosecution filed a motion saying hearsay shouldn't be allowed. So how can you turn around and rely on hearsay? Girl, it's because it's RICO. It's RICO. And that's what us as Black Americans are failing to grasp, that these RICOs are coming out so quick and so much. Because the RICO gives them leeway. They can do whatever the hell they want damn near with RICO. That's why we're talking about minor one right now. And if I was Bonjean, I'd be like, why didn't you file charges as soon as you were free of your parents? Anyway, the motion asked to preclude evidence or argument that it characterized designed to elicit jury nullification. I'm going to skip this part here. Mr. Kelz does not intend to have discovery disputes in front of the jury. Oh, here Bonjean go. Kelz does not intend to have discovery disputes in front of the jury and questions whether the government is anticipating not having produced all the discovery. If the government just produces undisclosed evidence at trial, Kelz counsel cannot promise to act unsurprised, but will conduct herself appropriately. How dare this freaking government? Kelz has every intention of abiding by federal rules of evidence, reserves the right to introduce relevant and probative evidence at trial. Defendant does not intend to affirmatively introduce evidence of good character. Okay, that's cool. Remember, Brown wanted to. Brown said he wanted to introduce the fact that he didn't say specifically what it was, but the example I gave was Brown wants to be able to say, now, Mr. Brown, he wants his attorney to be able to say, now, Mr. Brown, don't you go to church every Sunday and every Wednesday and every Tuesday and every Friday and every day of the week, Mr. Brown, don't you? Yes, I do. And don't you pay your tithes and don't you wash your car and don't you, that's that affirmative character. Cal said, I ain't about to introduce, I'm the king of R&B. I ain't about to introduce none of that shit. Y'all know me. Obviously, whatever Kelz got going on, it was so damn good, all these people's lying about it. With regard to alibi evidence under Rule 12, it's currently impossible for Kelz to provide an alibi because the government's allegations identify almost no specific dates and span at least 20 years, with the oldest approximation placed somewhere in the mid-90s. If it becomes clear at trial Kelz has an alibi defense, he may very well raise it. At this juncture, it is not possible for Kelz to provide notice of an alibi when he himself has no notice of the times or dates he may have for one. Kelz is not planning to raise a mental defect. So he's not planning to say, I don't know, I smoked too much weed on that, you know what I'm saying? I done smoked a blunt since then, I can't remember. Y'all know how y'all memory be. So Kelz does not intend to make statements like that. Kelz has no response to this motion and states that he is represented by experienced counsel who will represent him competently. See, Kelz objects to the government's open-ended motion to episodically, So Kelz objects to the government's open-ended motion to episodically recall its own investigator. While Kelz does not dispute that it is within the court's discretion to exercise reasonable control over the mode and order of examining witnesses, recalling a witness an untold number of times presents a serious risk of prejudicial overemphasis on the credibility and undue lengthening of the trial. And why would y'all want to do that? Why? You mean every time Kelz makes a point, you want to call a witness? He beat me with a shoe. He beat me with a shoe. He did a threesome with me. Stop that. And we need to see what Judge Harry is going to say about this. Because, there's no reason for them to just keep calling this. Put the witness on the stand, get out what you want out of them, and move along. Ain't no need for y'all to keep calling the damn witness. For what? So if Judge Harry lets them do that, then we know something's up. Consequently, Kelz objects to the government's motion and asks the court to use its discretion to appropriately limit the agent's testimony to prevent undue emphasis and keep the trial as balanced as possible. And the thing about the agent, if you notice with the R-Line thing, when I did that video on R-Line, the information I was reading came directly from the agent, the Homeland Security agent. So if this agent who writes this narrative can get in here and say, and he's pretty much outlined the whole damn case, and they can keep calling him back to address things that a witness, say, Lisa Van Allen gets up there, and then the agent can come back and reaffirm and resupport what Van Allen said, and then somebody else gets up there, and the agent can come back, pump that, get the agent up there, say what the hell you got to say, agent, and you're dismissed. Go on back to wherever the hell you're from. Go on back to your office. We don't need to hear no more from you. All right. Kelz has no objection to the omission of certified copies of domestic business records, contingent on the government's agreement for reciprocity when and if Kelz seeks to introduce the same. Kelz reserves his right to object on relevance grounds. All right, so that's pretty much the end of Bonjean's motion. It's just a lot, y'all. I do appreciate that Bonjean is on top of it, though, and I think it's clear that she has addressed things that, if this was Kelz's old team that let all this other crap in, that let the surviving R. Kelly people in and all that crap in there, they wouldn't have addressed these things. So the key right now is to see how Judge Harry's going to rule. And before I went live today, I checked to see, did Judge Harry, render his ruling yet? And he hasn't. But we're going to stay on top of it. And of course, I'm going to bring it to you. But let me see. Alvera Ward. Hey, girl. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate you, Alvera Ward. Don't forget about Bubba. Absolutely. And when you say Bubba, what you mean, Larry? What else did I forget? Because, all these players, as I said, I did say that him and Geronda split some of the money that they ran Kelly up on. Oh man, it's So listen, Kelz didn't walk into the situation a virgin. Okay, we know this. And some people might think, oh, Kelz is innocent. Yeah, he's innocent of all this bull crap. Okay? He's innocent of all this bull crap. And he deserves a fair trial. And that's where I'm coming from with this thing. That's where I'm coming from. That's my whole point. If Kelz knew that these girls were underage, and you can prove he knew these girls were underage, then okay, what's the time? But for you to have Kelz like he's the only person that broke a law, and that Van Allen and them busted them tapes up and sold them in piecemeal. R-Line set up here and coordinated an attempted bribery. And you gave him no time. You even gave him bail, and you authorized him to travel to Cancun and Las Vegas on 2 separate occasions and spend at least a week at each location. So, but then it was all just in time for him to be able to testify up there in the New York trial. So what is with this manipulation? How come his ass ain't in jail? How come y'all, Donnelly, why didn't you give him time for attempting to bribe? Because even that agent said, as of this report, we found where, we don't think that Kelz or none of his people, Kelz didn't direct, Kelz didn't articulate, he didn't facilitate, none of this stuff. So why does R-Line get off with $100? That's all he had to pay. Come on now, y'all don't want justice, but y'all want to throw Kelz under the bus. Get on up out of here with that. Come on. If AC would have never texted Robert as her daughter saying she was 18, then her daughter would have been there. If Bubba would have never invited JP over, she would have never been invited. Exactly. And Juicy, when Bubba invited JP over, did he invite her like, hey girl, look, we finna run this, we finna hit this lick real quick. You know, Kelz? She might have been like, Kelz who? You know, bump and grind. You know, vibe. Him? Yeah. I guess. Now some money. Oh, hell yeah, shit. Sit in the car. Cash App me. And Cash App wasn't even around then. What? So you're right, Juicy Love. I agree with you, girl. Whew. Right on, Auntie Niecy. Free R. Kelly. R. Kelly case was about his music right. Publicity, the women only distraction. The RICO charge is a big problem. Yes, it is. It is. And, you know, the music might have something to do with it, but, you know, and I see where you're going with that. I just need to understand. It's, you know, because let's not forget these Me Too ladies. Because if you notice, they ass has been nice and quiet. To Tamara, I can't remember their names, Jim DeGrotis, Gail King, when all this Mute R. Kelly and all this crap was going on. Now that all this stuff is coming out, they ain't saying nothing. They are absolutely quiet. And again, they tried to, because there's a video out there, if I find it, but I promise I ain't even gonna look hard, but if I find it, run across it again, the girl, one of the girls, I think it was Tamara, one of the girls in this Me Too thing was like, we not talking about no hot tail fast girls. That's not who we talking about. That's exactly who these quote unquote victim witnesses are. Now, does that mean they deserve to be treated in blase? No, they don't deserve. No woman deserves to. Nobody deserves to be sexually assaulted and manipulated. But by the same token, they don't get to go to a grown ass man because he's hitting on fofos and got all them dollars. They don't get to run schemes on that ass, take the money on that ass, chop the tapes up on that ass, get paid on that ass, and then come back now and now you got a testimony? Yeah, you don't get to do that. And the government is the one that could really make this thing right. They could make this right by bringing Lisa Van Allen up on charges, but they cut a deal with her. So we you know, so come on now. And for everybody that thinks, well, see, no, they was innocent. Who? Okay, then let's get the man that whoever Lisa Van Allen was in threesomes with, that she learned enough of it to introduce Kelly to a threesome. Let's get them up on charges then. Kelz didn't introduce her to that shit. So how do we know Kelz wouldn't have been doing no damn threesomes had it not been for Van Allen? Whose idea was it? And the way this thing is painted, if Kelz gets on the stand and Bon Jean said, had you ever done a threesome before you met Van Allen? No. Had you had sex before you met Van Allen? Hell yeah, I did. But did you ever do a threesome before Van Allen? No. So who introduced you to the threesomes? Van Allen. After that, how many times did you do threesomes? Every time Van Allen asked. All right then. So come on now. That's why you don't want this line of questioning to be brought in here. Because it might come out and make these people who's trying to look like they're victims, you know, like they were so pristine. Well, and then there was a time when I was trying to do the threesome and Van Allen told me I was doing it wrong. So shit, she cut the tape off and whooped my ass and told me, you know, so, come on now. So for everybody that's like, oh no, these poor victim girls, look at it that way. Because they didn't mind. They didn't mind getting with Kelz. Let them tell it. And we just read in this motion, Kelz said he did not have sex with these gals when they were minors. He molested that boy as well. He knew that was Frank's son and not left. Let's forget Robert Wagner and Christopher Walken. Threw Natalie Wood off the boat. She caught them. Now, wait a minute. Parch, go ahead and hit me up with a quick comment. When you say he molested that boy as well, so we know that you ain't talking about Kelz, because you're not talking about Kelz, right? What you saying, girl? What about Sharonda Pace? That's what I'm saying. Rico done left the belly. Let me see. Rico's unfortunately going to become more common than ever before. We better pray that all of the cases are not directed at all black men. But that's how it's going right now at this point. And that's why we need to be vigilant. And we do need to be having a problem with that. Like I said, you didn't need no Rico to bring Kelz up on charges if you didn't need to pad and go through all this extra. You didn't need that. You needed Rico to bring Aaliyah so you could, dim character of Kelz. You needed a Rico so you could take it up there in NDY, Eastern District of New York. You needed Rico because it worked for them. You get more evidence in with Rico. You can bring in cases that have already been adjudicated with Rico. Let me see. Let's see. Deborah said, good evening, Mail Crew. Much love. Hello, R. Kelly fam. Shout out to Deborah Tyra. Thank you for pulling up, y'all. Y'all be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, y'all see my subscription count. Help my numbers go up, y'all, if you like me. Now, if you don't, I understand. But if you do, hit that subscribe button and tell a friend to tell a friend. If this was what they say, why all the roadblocks? If I'm understanding you right, you're right, Parch. You ain't got to go through all this drama. You ain't got to go through all this drama if Kelz is guilty. You ain't got to go through all this. Just prove the damn man guilty. But you can't. And you couldn't in 2008. And you're trying to say it's because Kelz put the people and sent them all out of town. And if you watch that video, the link is pinned up in the comments. They went out of town in 2001. They wasn't gone for years. They came back. They even testified in front of LaShonda Landfair. They testified in front of the grand jury. And they said what they said. Now, I don't know how you got in front of a grand jury and you still scared of Kelz. I'm not buying that. Kelz is from the Chi, y'all from the Chi. I'm not buying that you were scared. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. So I hope y'all have better evidence when it comes to the trial, because I'm not buying that. And you asking for rent money later. And as the, one of the parents, you steady still in Kelz's employ. And the bottom line, if it was one of my kids, I'd be in jail right now. Because I will, Oh, you screwing, okay, it's cool. It's cool. The only way I could do that is if they grown. And that's what I'm saying. Why were the Savages allegedly raising all this cane? If the girl was of age. If she was 18 and 19 years old, that's of legal age in Georgia and damn sure legal age in Illinois. So what was all the brouhaha about? What? Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry for going off. It's just too much. This shouldn't even be happening in Chicago. Ain't that the truth? Right, Lysandra Gillett, girl, we all we got. Those girls like kinky sex, evidently. This is not a 30-year crime, and so people in high and low positions would be locked up, including them gals, Deborah, and the parents. The Savages called him also after getting the concert number. This woman was coerced from testifying many... Oh, wait a minute. Now, Esther, girl, hold on, Esther. Baby Shay, where you at, baby? Esther said this woman was coerced from testifying. Many not want to testify. This woman are scorned women, and they want to be the one. I think I understand you, Esther. I think I do. Let me see. Yes. About that 50-plus lie. When you're ashamed, you hide. No one is big enough to say, I admit, ooh, I may have been wrong. It's just sad. Woody Allen. Oh, yeah. Ooh, Perch. Now, you know you made that damn point. Abso-damn-lutely. About the boy. Thank you. Those tapes were VHS. Now they're DVDs. That's tampering. Didn't R. Kelly's lawyers have experts come in and prove the tape was fixed up? I don't know about that, but there's no way. There is absolute... How in God's name is that going to be admissible? And the same victim witnesses. Now, like I said, them victim witnesses had the tape. You should carry that straight to the district attorney's office. Now you done got the tapes, but instead you stayed for money? Victim where? With your threesome ass. Huh? I'm going to get rid of these tapes because, see, we doing a threesome on here and this just wasn't my best day, see. I need another tape where I'm really doing, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm really doing it like the threesome's supposed to be. Shh. Yeah, okay. All right. Is Geronda Pace going to be testifying? I don't know, baby. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. Her and Bubba. Why Geronimo must testify? She was in the New York case. This is really shit. Why Geronimo must testify? Because she jumped over his fence in Olympia Fields. That's why. That's why. And if they try to bring the evidence in there, now if she's not on the docket, that's fine. She can keep her, got paid, and split it with Bubba head ass. It just don't even come down there. You feel me? But if she, if they're going to bring her in there, then yeah, testify. Because we want to ask you, why'd you jump the fence? Why in all the pictures? And I think I might have seen this on Prima Donna's page. So y'all check her out on YouTube as well. I saw somewhere where the line of question was, do you typically take pictures in Kel's bed and when Kel's is not around with your shoes on? Because they're alleging that the pictures that Geronda Pace was posting all over the place, Kelz wasn't even at the spot at that time. But you posting the pictures as though, because Kelz wasn't there on the time that she jumped the fence. But that was after she'd gone there and lied about her age and had sex with the man after telling him she was 19 years of age. Now, y'all just not going to get mad if Kelz had the people come over and say, look, y'all coming over here, we about to get it in. Y'all ain't going to help me write no music. Y'all not going to play no instruments. Y'all not no backup singers, and you're not no damn dancers. You here for one thing and one thing only. Let me see your ID. Now, you got two choices. You either take your ID and get the hell out of there, or you show your ID and you go to the room that your ass is assigned. That's just what it was. It's what it was. And a legal consenting adult can agree to do some shit like that if they want. That's on them. But it had to been good because Geronda and her friend jumped the fence a week or so after Kelz wasn't there. Stop it. The Fed's afraid of Jennifer Bongine is going to tear apart the witnesses on the stand, so they're trying to limit what they can say. Absolutely, Corey. Absolutely. Y'all do like Baby Shay say. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Replay gang, leave a comment. You don't want to hear from you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm typing a little too fast. I'm talking as I'm typing. This is crazy. Not right. Absolutely, part two. We understand you word for word. You definitely okay. Let me see. Oh, y'all. Listen. I'm gonna get this man right here. I had to bring him up here on my panel very soon because I'm gonna be honest with you. If you guys, especially you R. Kelly supporters, Sean Davy Way show, this is my guy right here. I love this man right here. But his perspective on stuff is so freaking clear. And some of what he might say might piss you off, but you know what? About the R. Kelly. Everything else is all good in the neighborhood, but his perspective on this R. Kelly is clear and it's fair. And, and it makes sense because the bottom line is it is about justice and it's about holding everybody responsible. So I'm going to reach out to Sean Davy Way and see what his availability is and see. And y'all, if you see his name in the title, be sure to pull up because you're going to want to hear his point of view. It's tough, but it's fair. It's tough, but it's fair. Let's see. Thank you, Sean Davy. I love you so much. I appreciate you pulling up all the time that you do. Mel Cruz is interesting. What happened when the Don Russell they non-confined jurors? You know what? And I'm living with Don Russell too. That's what I'm saying. Don Russell and y'all running my damn Pacer bill up. Now, I told y'all on the last video, Pacer, all I got to do is look at the computer. And they're trying to charge me. Now, Don Russell, you done ran out here and got a damn case. I mean, I know you've been had the case, but now your shit ain't go to trial. So now I got to get on Pacer and pull all that up. And hear all these lies. And understand what you claiming you didn't do. Why? Why? Why did everybody try to get there? And then how much are they going to give Don Russell any time? He get any time? Everybody found a way to insert themselves in this Kelz case. And you know what? Kelz wasn't lying. He said, I can't trust nobody. I don't know who to trust. Now, if Kelz wasn't listening to his spirit of discernment, I don't know who was. I'm just sorry that it took him to get in this predicament to see, which hopefully in Jesus' name it'll be something greater for Kelz when this is over, because he found out who his friends really are and who really supports him after all this. So you believe R. Kelly's innocent? Real question. Madison, this is what I believe. I believe that at this point, the government entities have convoluted whatever evidence they might have had against Kelz to the point where you can't make sense of what the hell is going on. Now, I'm going to tell you, Madison, hit the replay on this video so that you can get some details about some facts. If Kelz wasn't guilty, the government wouldn't have to do what they're doing. They wouldn't have had to bring a RICO. They could have just filed charges in New York, filed charges in Illinois, but they could have did what they did. So before you get some facts behind you, get some facts up under you, Madison, so that next time you'll ask a different question. Real talk. That tape never happened according to the jury in 2008, so technically it doesn't exist. At least in my mind, that's how it should go. Yeah, not after the victim witnesses have got it. Now, like, oh, I got the tape, y'all. I didn't cut it up and played it and fucked with it a little bit, but here you go. Here y'all go. Oh, great. Here's the government. Okay, great. Thanks. We'll use this as evidence. The hell you will? No, you will not. And for the government to be okay with that is what is a problem. Lisa Van Allen was the studio. How? Thank you, Deborah. The group Public Outcast exposed her on Vlad TV. R. Kelly needs more witnesses to testify on his behalf. Forensic experts, doctors, A&R people needs more. Well, we know Bonji ain't gonna put on the stand exactly what's needed. What we have to be careful of is that the government doesn't try to object to who they want to bring in. That's what we got to be mindful of. Madison, none of us were there, but we are entitled to see he hasn't received a fair trial and not guilty of all these charges. Tiffany only, please, aka Twitter alert, absolutely right. Now, and Madison, if you're still in the chat, I invite you to come back after you done checked out some videos, and then you tell me what the answer to that question is. Okay? Real talk. Don't waste your cons on that bum. Say, what, Tiff? What you saying, baby? What about Michael Williams? Well, he's doing time. He's already behind the bar real good. So he did what he did. That's fair. And they didn't have to come up with nothing. They said, okay, he did. They said, all right, he did it. He admitted it. And that's on lockdown. Okay. So now there it is. Oh, coins. Let me see. The doll in the house. Hi, beautiful lady Mel Cruz. What's up, that doll? How you doing? Thanks for pulling up, sweetheart. Y'all be sure to like, share, subscribe. Replay gang, leave a comment. I want to hear from you, Ashley, the pizza girl. Thanks for pulling up, Ashley. We love you. Appreciate you. These platforms that gave them interviews need to have the same energy on calling them out as liars. It's crazy how they want to lock him. They want to lock him when they're doing the same thing with public trying. Just like Hollywood Unlocked. Hollywood Jason. And I like Jason. Within reason, I like Jason. Jason, bring your girl back up and ask her these questions. If she walks out, okay, you're Jason. You're Jason Lee. You be all right. But ask them these questions. Shoot. Everybody that was oh Lord, he is innocent. Too much corruption and people involved. Now you're talking right, Esther. That you're right, because that's the truth. Now that's an actual comment. I mean, studio hole, Lisa Van Allen. You're right. To brainwash us with a one-sided story. That's what they're trying to do, y'all, but we're not going for it. We're not going for it. Thanks for putting that Cash App up, Baby Shay. I appreciate y'all. And if y'all wish to donate, y'all are welcome too. I ain't going to get mad at you. What about Michael Williams? So, yeah, Michael Williams is currently on lockdown. Yes, he is indeed. So, y'all, let's see. We've been here almost 2 hours. I appreciate all of y'all pulling up. You said Lisa Van Allen faked a panic attack in court. They said, she probably going to come up with that again. And if I was Bonji, I'd be like, I'll wait. Because I'm just tired of this. And you're absolutely right with your boy, all these people that have created cases for themselves, big dummies. Y'all done created these cases for yourselves, trying to hit a lick, trying to take money from Kelz. Damn, they would just been better off sitting their ass down. But you didn't like Kelz. That's what that was. You was in his circle. You was in his camp, but you didn't like him because you wouldn't have kicked him when he was down. Shoot. Lisa Van Allen of Lie. Thank you. R. Kelly's a musical genius. They love to tarnish our black celebrities. Absolutely. That's right, Tiffany. I'll be like, I'll wait. Somebody call 911. She good. Just wait, y'all. She'll be up. She got a threesome to get to, allegedly. Playing with me up in here. Lysandra Gillard, I love you too. Shoot, I'm just telling you, it's just doing. It's yeah. What you say, Deborah? Yes, Mel. We'll wait and give her some water. And if she take too long, we'll splash of water on her face. We're not playing with y'all up in here in this Illinois trial. The judge needs to lock all of them up and free Kelz, because these people have committed hellacious crimes. And they've gotten away with this. And somebody, and they're saying, Kelz carried that backpack with the videotapes in it, and he took it everywhere he went. I believe he carried a backpack everywhere he went. But you're going to have to prove to me that the tapes are in the backpack every time he took it with him. I don't believe that. Prove it. How do you know, Lisa Van Allen? Well, that's where I stole the first one. Where you did what? Yeah. What? Yeah. My comments be so long, I cut off my apologies for the headache trying to read my comments. Ain't no problem. It's not a headache part. I appreciate what you're saying. Put a bottle of water in front of her and say, we got time to wait. Matter of fact, everybody else can go on recess. We'll Lisa Van Allen, just stay on up there. Take your time, Van Allen. Absolutely, exactly. Perjury and lock them all up and free Robert Sylvester Kelly. Absolutely. Look, y'all, I ain't going to keep y'all much longer. So I just want to thank all y'all for pulling up and liking, sharing, subscribing, Replay Gang, leaving a comment. I appreciate y'all so much. And when I put these things up, talking about I'm going live and y'all pull up and hit the like button, that makes me feel good. So I appreciate y'all doing that too. J-Rock said, funny how they didn't want to mention Yul Brown and Lisa Van Allen meeting with Darrell McDavid trying to get that $300,000 for the sex tape. The government don't want that mentioned. Yes, J-Rock. And that's that part where Darrell met with your boy. That's the part where what's his name? Arline. Because Arline, and I think if I remember correctly, Arline came and brought a piece of the tape back. Okay? And I think Darrell went into the room and Van Allen was in the room, if I recall correctly. If I'm wrong and I find it, I'll come back and correct myself. But because I think Darrell wanted Van Allen to say, is this all of it? And Van Allen told him no. And that's why Darrell came back out and told Arline, look, you better bring all these tapes back, bro, or somebody will be to see you. But yet they were scared of Kelz. I haven't heard where they said they were scared of Darrell. And then when Arline left, Darrell even gave him, I think it was like $20,000. He walked away with that $20,000. But he got a total of $80,000. So it's just so much money flying all over the place. Darrell just throwing money all over the damn place. Money he didn't earn. But yet you got to set up so that Kelz looks like the guilty one. And that's why Darrell's going to be in the Chicago trial, pointing his fingers at Kelz. Yes, the one who stated he is the one who left the younger girl, whatever, in the house. We invited her to his house. Yeah, that was Bubba. Absolutely, Larry. I know I'm late on the comments. My bad, job. We love you, Mel. We love you too about that 50 plus life. Yeah, criminal record, which, hey, ain't nobody perfect in life, but don't be a criminal and try to lock Kelz up because you want to. Lord. Kelz was targeted from many people. He remembered me to Michael Jackson case, similar from this to man is crazy. Tom Snowden told the jury was a hostage. Same in this case. Esther, you be making some reasonable points here, girl. I just need a little time to reread it, but I think I see where you're going with that. There is some Michael Jackson similarity to it. This is just worse than the Michael Jackson case. Because these folks, but I feel you, Esther. I feel you. We love you too, baby Shay. Love you too, girl. Line up those mug shots for Lisa. Yeah, while we waiting, Lisa. While you still out here fainting on the floor, Lisa, we're going to get your mug shots. Darrell did all this. He was in control of money. Absolutely, y'all. It's about money. It's been all about from jump. And that's exactly what it is. And this swindle got out of control. They didn't mean for it to get, because you see, they were in the process of trying to get money from Kelz when they were doing all the dirt they were doing. So they screwed themselves up quietly. They screwed themselves up because they could have still been running this game on Kelz. They could have still been Kelz. It's been 5 years. Economy bad right now. It's COVID, Kelz. Can I threaten you? Can I extort you? Can I blackmail you again? Go talk to Darrell. And again, did they even ever come to Kelz from the beginning? Or with all this back and forth, did they just go straight to Darrell? And did Geronda need to go to Kelz? Because Bubba was the one facilitating all that. So how much did Kelz really know? Anyway, y'all, that's it. That's the podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, Replay Gang. Leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Until next time, y'all. We will see ya when we see ya. Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the Only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, Replay Gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you.